Hello and welcome to Rickster's Realm. I'm Ricky, and today's video is going to be all about what is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect. I will have the timing figured out in the description box. Choose whichever group you are most drawn to. I'm going to get started with group number 1. If you chose the first part, welcome to the reading. Let's get into this. Group number 1. What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Let's see here. Group number 1. What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Okay, let's see here. Group number 1. What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Okay, let me see here. I have a feeling for the majority of you that what I'm going to say next is linked and connected to a specific thing. If it's more of a general energy, then take that as it resonates for you. What I'm getting with these cards, there's a feeling that what you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect. I feel that you said or did something that it would be very accurate to word it in a way that you said or did something that crossed a line, is what I'm getting. But I feel that what's going on here, I'm not sure if it's that you're not fully aware or that you don't want to fully admit it to yourself. The serious consequences linked and connected to you crossing this line. There's a very serious energy here, or something that needs to be taken very seriously that I don't think is. But I feel for the majority of you, a lot of this I think is linked and connected to you lying to yourself about something. This is a feeling that deep down inside, deep down inside that you said or did something that you should not have done. This is coming through in a way that I feel, again, this is very serious in a way of someone doing something that very much goes against their character. And I feel like there's a lot of confusion now. The energy, it's clouded. There's a feeling here like things are not what they seem. Things feel confusing. I think you're not seeing things clearly. Or again, that you're not fully aware of the impact of what you have said or done. Again, what am I trying to say here? I think on some level, you are aware, right, that you said or did something that's not positive, right? It's like, you'd be like, yeah, probably shouldn't have did that. But again, on a deeper level, I think you know the severity of it, but that you can't stand the way it makes you feel or how it makes you look. So you don't really even want to face and deal with it. But there's something coming through here. Yes, about you needing to be very honest with yourself. For some of you, this next message coming through, it is coming through in a little bit more of a specific way. For some of you, there is a feeling here, right, that you said or did something that's very much crossing a line to where it's very difficult to backpedal from that energy, but that there may be something going on within your world to where I feel for some of you, you're linked and connected to someone that hurt you, and then you ended up crossing a line and hurt that person. But for some of you, it's a feeling that you have no problem punishing the person that hurt you and continually making them feel, right, that they're not good enough and that should have never happened, and continually punishing them for it, making them continually pay for the same mistake over and over again, something like that. But it's a feeling that you don't want the spotlight to be on you based on where you've crossed a line. There's a feeling here for some of you, I think you're wrapped up within some type of situation to where I think you want to play the victim role. That you want to stay within this energy to where, no, I'm the victim, someone hurt me. And don't get me wrong, for any of you to where that is resonating with you, you do have a leg to stand on based on what someone else had said or did to you, right? To where that negatively affected you. Again, to where you may be connected to someone where they very much crossed a line, did something that's nowhere close to really representing who they are. But I feel that you did the exact same thing. Let me backpedal. For some of you, it could be that it's not the exact same situation, but when we dissect it and really break it down to the core of what it really is, it's a very similar, if not the exact same type of energy. Yeah, for some of you, what you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect, you're not wanting to take into consideration what you've done that's contributed to how things are. For some of you, I feel that you may be very quick to look to another person or another situation to blame for the circumstances that you find yourself in. What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Okay. Okay. There's some type of message coming through here. And again, this is a little bit more specific. For some of you, I think you're linked and connected to someone that when it comes to, yes, to what you have said or done, right, that's negatively affected another person, it's a feeling that whether this is one person or group of people, whatever it is, whoever's on the receiving end of your energy and treatment to where anything negative happens, it's a feeling that that person or those people have a certain level of compassion and patience for you and understanding within the situation. For some of you, this is coming through in a way of forgiveness as well. You can probably see where this is going. It's a feeling that that energy is not being reciprocated. Like, it's a feeling that I don't know. I feel like two people did something wrong, but only one person's being punished for it. Something like that is what I'm getting. Yeah, for some of you, I feel that you won't let someone live something down, or that you're creating a situation to be even worse than what it is. But it's a feeling that you're not innocent within it either, but yet you want to play the victim. Something like that is what I'm getting. I'm going to pull some more cards. What is it that you don't see about yourself? Yeah, you're viewing something from a very limiting perspective. Like, something's coming through here where I feel like you're not seeing the bigger picture. For some of you, I think something's going on here to where someone's just viewing something from this angle, again, of where they're the victim. But yeah, there's just a drastic shift in the energy here. Like I said, where someone crossed a line with something. For some of you, I don't know if you're lying to yourself, trying to tell yourself, oh, it's not really that bad. Like, what you did isn't really that bad. And you try to almost convince yourself that it's not that bad. You try to justify it in some type of way. And why this is coming through in such a weird way is because I feel that you are not innocent within this. Like, this isn't where you're 100% innocent and you just can't really let it go because you can't even believe that, whatever happened. It's a feeling that, again, like, you still crossed a line with something that drastically changes the way people view you, or drastically changes like the outcome of something. Something like that is what I'm getting. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see what else we get here. Group number 1. What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Okay, group number 1. Something's coming through here where I feel for some of you, you will do pretty much anything to not look bad in the eyes of other people. For some of you, there's something coming through here where I just feel like someone's trying to make things look real good on the outside to disguise something negative that's happened, something bad that's going on from within. Something like that is what I'm getting. Back to these energies here. This is basically painting a picture of something that looks so good on the outside. Something that's so attractive, so beautiful, so wonderful on the outside. But again, there's something wrong here. So for some of you, what you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect, I feel that you need to look within for answers, for guidance. You need to be getting to the root issue of something, needing to understand something on a deeper level, being extremely honest with yourself, not trying to escape your reality, not trying to just gloss over something. There's a superficial type of energy coming through here. For some of you, I feel that you may go about things in the way that you do, again, to disguise whatever you've done that you feel paints you in a bad light. But there's something about that, though, to where I feel like you're doing that to avoid responsibility within something. Let's see what else we get. What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? There's a strong message coming through here of someone, how to explain it? There is like an instant rejection of any energy that gets sent your way to where, again, there's anything negative about you. But it's coming through in a way, it's a bit immature is how this energy is coming through. There's just something about this. I don't know. I feel like someone needs to do a lot of inner work, but I feel like they're not wanting to do it. But they want it to appear that way. That's what I'm getting. For some of you, I feel that there needs to be consistent effort put into something, that you're doing the hard work. And again, being very consistent with that, again, to get to the root issue of something, to understand yourself on a deeper level. But it's a feeling of someone not wanting to put that hard work in. And just wanting, again, to disguise things, making everything look really good on the outside, to disguise kind of the chaos from within, or to disguise your actions or something like that. Let's see what else we get here. What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Okay. You're fighting the inevitable. Group number 1. There's something coming through here. Yeah, for some of you, you're lying to yourself. Whatever this other energy is, right? To where I feel like someone crossed a line. Something really does need to be taken seriously. There's something coming through here where, for some of you, like it comes through in such a drastic way. Like for some of you, you'd rather die than admit you were wrong within something, or that you made a wrong move, like you said, or did something that was wrong, or that you did something that hurt another person. Because for some of you, something's going on here to where I don't know if you feel more powerful, or that you have more control within a situation going about things this way. For some of you, you may feel that to be very honest with yourself and other people about what this is, you can kiss goodbye any control that you have within a situation. But there's just something about this that, I don't know. It's just, there's something about it. What am I trying to say here? The energy, like in some ways it becomes stagnant, or that there's no progress happening here because there's something that you're really not wanting to face and deal with. For some of you, I think you said or did something that you severely regret. like for some of you, this could be linked and connected to something that you would actually say it's the biggest regret of your life. For some of you, I think, yeah, actually for the majority of you, I think that this could be something that not a lot of people know about. For some of you, this may only be whoever it is directly linked and connected to you. Because again, there's something about this to where you don't want anyone to know what this is because it paints you in a horrible light. But I feel that, and don't get me wrong, I think there's a very serious element to this, so I'm not saying to just broadcast it to anybody willing to listen, but there's something about lying to yourself about it is only ultimately harming you and limiting you, holding you back. Something like that is what I'm getting. And for some of you, I feel that, yes, you're holding on very tightly to your version of something, and that I think you have been presented with different perspectives, but that you don't want to do that because the second you do that, you can't play the victim anymore. Something like that is what I'm getting. I'm going to pull one more card for this section. Let's see what else we get. What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Okay. Let me see here. Group number 1. What you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect. This is very specific, okay, how this is coming through. For some of you, I think someone hurt you, right? And then you turn around and hurt that person is what I'm getting. It's that type of energy or scenario coming through here. But for some of you, what you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect, it's a feeling that, yes, that to where whatever you've done wrong, the person on the receiving end of that, I think they've been more kind and compassionate towards you than what you've been to the person that hurt you. And that it's weird how this is coming through, because for some of you, I don't think you realize, how to explain this? I don't think you realize that this could be a million times more difficult to deal with than what it actually is, based on whoever you're linked and connected to and the level of maturity that they have about them and how they're handling this energy or whatever the circumstances are. Because there's such an imbalance here into how I feel people are being treated based on these energies coming through, right? It's a feeling that two people equally did something wrong, but only one person's being punished for it. And I don't feel it's you. Like, I feel like you're punishing someone that hurt you, but yet you hurt someone and you feel that you should be exempt from any punishment within it. But there needs to be more balance within this energy and whatever your situation is, group number 1. Because again, I feel like this is very much limiting you. This is holding you back. This is something that I definitely feel could create more issues, right, as you go along with this energy if it doesn't get dealt with and taken care of. And I feel for the majority of you, there's something coming through here about you needing to be extremely honest with yourself and to work through this energy, not try to escape it or disguise it in some type of way, but to really understand it on the deepest level. And just something here about needing to kind of put yourself in someone else's shoes is what I'm getting, especially to how this energy is being handled. That's what I'm getting. Because again, it's a feeling like two people went off track with something, two people got hurt. But again, it's a feeling that you're still giving the other person a really hard time about it, but to where the other person isn't doing that to you, but you hurt the other person. Right? So it's a feeling that, again, there's a very similar energy here, but to how it's being handled, there's a drastic difference there. So yeah, those are the messages coming through for group number 1. I hope you enjoyed that section of the reading. Thank you so much for watching, listening to me ramble on. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to go on to group number 2. Group number 2, welcome to the reading. Let's get into this. What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Let's see what we get here. Group number 2. what is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Okay. Group number 2, what you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect. Oh my God. This is such a clear message. Okay, let's see here. Group number 2, what you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect. You're so quick to jump to conclusions about people and situations. This energy, it's very fast moving. It's temporary. And it's a feeling that I feel that people and opportunities, just whatever, like things have been presented to you that I feel has the potential to make you so happy. And it's a feeling that things would end up being even better than what you ever thought they could be. But it never comes to be because you quit before you even begin, or you will so quickly dismiss someone or something and not even give someone or something a chance. Just be so quick to be like, no. Right? Or that, I'm not sure, for some of you, you may get trapped in this energy of being very fixated on whatever you would view to be negative about a person or a situation. And then there's something here to where I feel like you'll just sever connections or not even really get to know someone or something before making a final decision. What else am I getting here? What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Yeah, for some of you, I feel like you do need to be more patient. I feel like there's something coming through here about you needing, that you need to have patience to allow things to turn into what you ultimately want them to be. For some of you, you may at certain points in time get trapped in an energy of wanting overnight success within something, a get rich quick scheme, just something to where you get what you want, but you don't really have to work for it. But it's feeling that it would be worth it. That's how it's coming through. And again, to where I feel like the energy would be even better than what you think it could be. But again, like you never get to experience it because you don't keep going. Like it's a feeling for some of you, I'm not sure if it's coming through in a way to where the first sign of an issue or inconvenience within something, you just want to abandon whatever it is that you were putting your time and energy into. Let's see what else we get here. What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Group number 2. Group number 2. What am I going to do with you? What you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect. Again, it's you're so quick to think, like, what am I trying to say? Like, it's like you think that you have all the information or that you know everything, that no one can tell you something you don't know, that no one's going to be able to provide you with any new information or a different perspective on something. It's a feeling that you'll be trapped in this energy of feeling like, oh, you already know it all, or you have it all figured out. You know how things are going to be, so you're not even going to put your time and energy into this thing over here. But you don't know. Like, that's what these cards are telling me, that you think you do, but you don't. And so again, there's something coming through here about, for some of you, I feel like you're missing out. Like, I feel like there's a lot of amazing things being presented to you, but that it doesn't end up being ultimately what it could be. Because again, you may so quickly dismiss it, or I don't know, there's some other message coming through here of someone. Yeah, there's kind of like a know-it-all type of energy or something like that coming through here. Okay. For some of you, what I'm getting, what you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect. For some of you, you may at certain points in time, okay, this is going to sound harsh. I'm not here to hurt anyone's feelings. But I don't really know how else I can word this, so it's going to sound kind of bad. For some of you, at certain points in time, you get trapped in an energy, a feeling that you know more than other people. Like, again, very similar to what I just rambled on about, to where no one's going to be able to tell you something you don't already know. But again, these cards tell me that, yeah, that people can tell you stuff you don't know. But that you will, or that, how do I explain this? Okay, this is coming through in a way, yes, that even with a minimal amount of energy, you will feel that you have all of the information. So this is coming through in a way, so as a scenario, this would be where, and I'll do it in comparison. So let's say we have someone who went to school for many, many years, right, to become qualified within something. And then you decide to maybe just take a weekend course in it, and you spend maybe 30 minutes after that doing it. You're going to present everything and go about things in a way as if you're just as good as this person who's had a million years of schooling. They've been doing it, the majority of their life, and they really do know all the ins and outs of it. But you're a beginner in it. But it's a feeling that you would act as if you're just as good as someone who's been doing it forever. Now, don't get me wrong. There are times where people do have a certain knack for something, right? Where there can be someone who's done it for a million years. You do it for the first time, and maybe you do it better than everybody else who can do it, put together. But this is coming through in a way to where there is an imbalance within the energy to the knowledge you have about something, your expertise within something, like to what the actual reality of the situation is, and then how you present it. There's a difference there, is what I'm getting. Yeah, okay. Again, not trying to hurt anyone's feelings here, but for some of you, what you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect, you may be having issues. This is coming through more so to do with friendships, but this could be with any connections that you're forming with people. But for some of you, you may be having issues with your friendships based on, yeah, there's this certain energy coming through of someone, again, just, I don't like, maybe feeling like that they're better than someone else. But it's a feeling that whatever you would be going on about, right, where you feel you kind of sit higher than another person, or that you can do something better than another person, that's what it is. There's many things that you're not taking into consideration. Okay, I'm going to go on a tangent here. So for some of you, what you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect, it's to where, yes, okay, so let's say there's you and another person, and you're both going to be doing the same type of role or task or something like that. It's a feeling that let's say for some reason you are better at something, right? Like in that moment, right? You've got this person here and then you. So you're both doing the exact same thing, and you end up being better than this other person. This is coming through in a way that, again, for some of you, you may get maybe a little bit braggy about it at certain points in time. And don't get me wrong, for some of you, it could be, right, based on this silly example I'm giving, that you do have a leg to stand on. It could be where there is something about that situation where, yeah, you did do it better. But what's not being taken into consideration is that whoever this is being compared to, there's crucial things that you are not factoring in when doing this comparison. So this could be where, yeah, maybe you're able to do something way better than another person. But I think that this is most likely linked and connected to some type of privilege that you have, or that no matter how we look at it, I just think that there's something about your circumstances that, I don't know if your life is easier. And again, I feel like this is very much linked and connected to whatever this would be for you. I'm not saying this is a general energy to where your life's just easier than everybody in every way. But based on what I'm speaking of here, right, to where you may feel like you're better than this other person. You can do things better than this other person or these other group of people or something like that. It's a feeling that, again, if at any point in time there's truth to that, it's because there's something else that you have about yourself, about your life, that places you in a position of advantage to where that outcome would even be that way for you, right? So, but it's a feeling for some of you that's not factored in. Or if you get braggy about something, you leave that part out, right? So this could be where, oh yeah, you've been able to do something way better than this other person, but that's because someone handed you $1 million, or you're better looking than the rest of us, so life's easier for you. There's something about it, even time. That's another thing. There could be something going on here to where maybe you just have way more time than someone else. So again, in comparison, it'd be like, oh, well, look what I've been able to do, and I can do this and I can do that, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, but you don't have the exact same life, right? Maybe this other person has way more responsibilities, or they're wrapped up within some other type of energy or situation that makes it extremely difficult for this person then to match your energy and whatever it is that you're doing. What I'm trying to say here, it's a feeling that, again, what's not being taken into consideration would be the exact same thing, to where if roles were reversed, then you would look like the failure within the situation, and the other person would look like, oh, they're just going above and beyond and doing better than you. So there's something here where, yeah, I feel for some of you, what you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect is to where, again, I think there is some type of privilege that you have. And I'm not saying this is linked and connected to everything, but I think there's some specific thing to where, again, you may feel that you sit a little bit higher than other people. But again, what's not being taken into consideration is that wherever you're shining above and beyond other people, it's, again, something very important is not being taken into consideration, to where this other person or these other people haven't been able to kind of measure up to what you're able to do. Yeah, what else am I trying to say here? There's a drastic difference here. There's something about this energy. I'm trying to think of an example. It is, I feel like the way in which you're presenting something, group number 2, it's coming through in a way that, yeah, that there's a whole bunch that's not being seen or thrown into the mix when looking at the bigger picture, but it is to whoever else you're being compared to. Yeah, I'm going to pull some more cards. Let's see what else we get. What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Yeah, okay. There's something coming through here, group number 2, when it comes to serious decisions that you make. For some of you, I feel that, yeah, you're not fully taking into consideration all aspects of things. For some of you, you may make decisions based off of superficial things, or only really looking at one aspect of something and then making like a serious life changing decision, right, based off of only one aspect of something, like not looking at all parts of someone or something and really kind of what you'd be getting yourself into. What else am I getting here? What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Pull some more cards. Let's see what else we get. What is it that you don't see about yourself, group number 2, that's causing a negative effect? Okay. There is something coming through here that I think does have to do with some type of privilege. Let me see here. Group number 2, what you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect. Again, I feel like there's something going on here. Again, I feel like I keep saying the same thing, but the same message comes through. it's something about where, again, I feel like you will present a situation to someone to where you make it appear to be that everything's the same for everybody involved, that it's the same thing, and you just magically come out on top. But again, something's coming through here where I feel like you were already in a position of advantage before the comparison ever happened. But it's a feeling that you won't actually say what you have that places you in a position of advantage, because then you feel that people won't be as impressed, right? The people are like, oh, okay, so that's why it was easier for you, or that's why you did better than someone else. I don't know. There's just, and don't get me wrong, this isn't coming through in a way to where you can't lean into that energy, because I think anybody would, right? If you have anything that you can use to your advantage, like, people are going to do that. I just think that, and again, for some of you, I don't know if you're doing this like with your friendships or something like that. There's something here about connections that you form with other people to where this energy can be kind of, difficult and tricky to deal with at certain points in time. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something about needing to be very honest with yourself and other people. Because that's just it. I feel like other people that are aware of you or linked and connected to you may actually end up feeling like bad about themselves, worse about themselves, feeling like, well, why can so-and-so do it and I can't? Like, why are things playing out so well for them and I'm really struggling, and like, we're doing the same thing, but yet things are so amazing for them and this other person's really struggling. It's a feeling that, again, you have something that makes whatever you're going through easier than whoever you would be compared to. So I don't know. And again, it's not about to where you can't enjoy whatever privileges you have, but it's just something to where you try to act like you don't have any, that may not sit well with other people and create issues in, like forming connections with other people. Let's see what else we get here. I'm going to pull one more card for this section. Let's see what we get. Group number 2. What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Group number 2. Okay. Let me see here. What you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect. For some of you, I think at certain points in time, you may get trapped in this energy of, something's a bit superficial here. There's something about this energy. Again, for some of you, I feel like you jump to conclusions. For some of you, you may judge a book by its cover. There's a feeling here. Okay, for some of you, you may be very hesitant to let other people know what your weaknesses are. There's something coming through here where I feel that for some of you, you may get trapped in an energy of always wanting to be the better one within any situation, any connection, that you don't want people to know of any mistakes, anything negative about you, anything to where we could paint you in a bad light. That's not going to fly for you, right? There's something coming through here about you only wanting, people to see you in a high light. But there's something about this that it feels superficial though. Or that, again, for some of you, I feel you get trapped in that energy where, again, things may be a little bit too superficial. Like, this could be where, again, like, you're judging a person or a situation, like, for superficial reasons. Like, you're not really getting to know the person or the situation that you find yourself in. For some of you, I feel like you've made serious decisions in your life that I think maybe now you're regretting. And again, I feel like if you're honest with yourself, you would say, I made that decision based on superficial reasons, and that you've lived to regret it. For some of you, you may be far too worried about what other people think of you. And your decisions stem from that type of energy or insecurity that you're feeling. But there's something about this energy, though, to where I feel that you may actually be able to form more like long-lasting, substantial, meaningful connections with people if they can see different sides to you. If you're showing up in a way that you're perfect 24/7, nobody can relate to that. And really, if anything, it just makes other people feel that much more disconnected from you. And don't get me wrong, like, no one's perfect. You're not perfect, but I think you try to present yourself in a way that you are. But again, I think that can be limiting how you're connecting to other people because they can't relate to it. They're like, oh, okay, so here's a whole bunch of perfection. I don't know what to do with that, because they can't relate to it. Something like that is what I'm getting. And it's weird because I think whatever you don't like about yourself, this is really crazy how this is coming through. I actually think that if people knew all the good stuff about you, the not so great stuff about you, it actually would play out in a way that I feel as a whole, you would actually be viewed as more attractive. Like, there would be something real and authentic there. Something like that is what I'm getting. Yeah, those are the messages. I was going to ramble some more, but I don't have anything else to say for that section. So thank you so much for watching, listening to me ramble on. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to go on to group number 3. Okay, group number 3, welcome to the reading. Let's get into this. What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Let's see here, group number 3. Okay, what is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Okay. Group number 3. What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Okay. The messages I'm getting with these cards here, group number 3. Okay. For some of you, what you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect is that at certain points in time, you will go about things in a way that you know is not right. There's a feeling here, someone going along with something that doesn't resonate with them. It's, yeah, I don't know how else to word this. It's a feeling that wherever you're putting your time and your energy, it's a feeling that you already know that it's not really what you want, or you're not really going to get what you want out of this situation, but you don't do anything about it. Like, you'll just stay with what you know it's not really what you want. There's a feeling here. Okay, I don't know if you go about things in a way to where there ultimately is no structure and stability within it, so you won't really be able to have anything solid and firm within that situation. But for some of you, it's a feeling that you may actually try to create some type of foundation with someone or something, but you know full well it's not really what you want. And for some of you, this is coming through in a way that what you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect. I feel that this could be creating issues with like connections that you're forming with other people. Because for some of you, I think that based on this energy, for some of you, I think you have like formed connections with people and went about things in this way to where other people ended up getting hurt. but that it could have been avoided, it could have been prevented, because it's something to where I feel that this is coming through in a way that whatever ends up happening, you knew that from the very beginning. But that you'll lie to yourself, or you try to convince yourself, oh, things will change, or it's going to be okay, or maybe I'll be happy, a little bit later on down the line. And that never really comes to be. But it's a feeling that, again, if you're honest with yourself, you knew that right from the beginning. That it didn't really feel like the right choice or the right decision to make, but that you went about it and did it anyway. And again, there's just something coming through here. I feel as someone, feeling very wounded, struggling emotionally with something. What else am I getting here? What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Okay, another message coming through here. For some of you, there's something coming through here where I feel that sometimes the way in which you go about things, it ends up hurting other people. And I don't think you're fully aware of the impact that it has for the person on the receiving end of your energy or your treatment. I don't know. There's a message here of someone, there's a feeling here of someone being really upset about something, hurt by something, and voicing that, expressing that, saying, I'm hurt by this or that, blah, 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 and that the other person doesn't take it seriously. So I feel for some of you that, you may get wrapped up within situations to where people that you're linked and connected to end up getting hurt based off of your energy, but then you may not take it seriously. Like you may just make light of it and just try to minimize it, kind of push it aside, something like that. And again, some other message here to where I feel like a lot of times you may go into certain situations that, again, it's not going to lead you where you want to go. And again, I feel for the majority of you, you have evidence of this. That you're like, yep, a lot of decisions, right? Like that you've made to where it's like, that basically exactly what you thought was going to happen is what happened. To where, again, it could have been avoided or prevented, but let's see what else we get here. What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? For some of you, I feel that the way in which you go about things sometimes creates unwanted situations and outcomes, either for yourself or for other people, to where then that energy can't be avoided, but to where originally it could have been, though. So this is a feeling that for some of you, the way in which you go about things, you end up creating issues that were never going to be there. And for some of you, I'm not trying to sound harsh here, but for some of you, this gets really bad. Like the energy of this card, it's a nightmare to deal with. Like there's nothing good about this card. Like this is telling me that there's something difficult and challenging to deal with and that you can't avoid it. There's no way around it. And then let's take it back to this card here. Very similar message to where I feel that it's a feeling that whatever decision that you're making, that this is going to be the end result. Again, you'll lie to yourself. Again, you try to convince yourself it's going to be different, but deep down inside that it isn't. So again, it's a feeling that when it ultimately does play out how I'm saying, you knew that from the very beginning. I don't know, something like that is what I'm getting. Let's see what else comes through. Group number 3, what is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Okay. Group number 3, what you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect, it's to where I feel that you do need to take responsibility for the decisions that you've made. And especially, again, to where other people are negatively affected by what you've done. And again, especially to where you already know that going into it. For some of you, this energy is coming through a little bit in a way of leading someone on. And this could be linked and connected to anything, just in any type of scenario or connection, but just something where I feel like you will lead someone to believe, right, a certain thing, but that's not really what's happening or what's going to happen. And again, you kind of know that in the beginning stages, but that, I don't know, like you don't say anything, like you don't take responsibility for the situation or to have the situation play out the best that it can be. Again, there's a feeling here, something difficult happening, that it's unnecessary, like this didn't have to happen. But then it's a feeling that when things do go bad, you don't want to take responsibility for it. Yeah, for some of you, this is coming through in a little bit more of a specific way, but for some of you, you may at certain points in time again, there is a feeling here of leading someone on, or that you may make decisions, that I think maybe have serious consequences, but it's a feeling that maybe you're not taking it seriously, especially if this is something to where, you're going to go about things in the way that you do, and when it eventually, falls apart or doesn't work out the way that you want, for some of you, it could be that the way in which things are aligned, there's not as much risk for you, or that the outcome is not as a negative for you as it is for anybody else that you're linked and connected to. But again, where this is a big problem is for the majority of you. Again, I keep saying the same thing. You know this going into it. But it's a feeling that, again, whoever you're linked and connected to, they don't know. They have no idea. I don't know. Something's just not quite right there. Let's see what else we get here. Group number 3. Okay, what is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Okay. This energy, how do I explain this? What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? I'm going to clarify that. I don't really know what's going on there. What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? There's a lot of indecision here. That's what it is. Okay, group number 3, what you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect. It's a feeling that when there are serious decisions to be made, I don't think you're thinking it through thoroughly enough. And again, I feel like this is very much coming through in a way linked and connected to other people. This isn't coming through in a way to where, you just made some random decision and you're the only one linked and connected to it. You're the only one affected by it. This feels like there's some other person or group of people, something like that, to where other people can be negatively affected by what you say and do. But it's a feeling that in that moment, you're not really taking it seriously. There's something here where, to where I feel like whatever you're doing or how you're presenting something to another person, it could be to where I feel like the other person would be left with the impression that you're emotionally invested, right? That this is important to you, that you're taking it seriously. But what these cards are telling me is that I don't really think that's the case. So I think that there's a lot of issues here because again, there's something about it where I feel like you're aware of it. I'm not sure for some of you if you get trapped in an energy of just kind of wanting what you want within any given moment. Because I don't know if you lead people on just to be able to get what you want and then you disappear. But it's a feeling that whoever you're linked and connected to, they're left feeling heartbroken, or there's a difficult, challenging situation left for anybody else, right, linked and connected to have to deal with that. But it's a feeling like for some of you, there really was no emotional connection. So it doesn't affect you any. You just carry on and it is what it is. And again, I want to make it very clear that you can't make yourself feel something that you don't, right? So it's not like, well, get pretending. That's not what I'm getting here. Again, the strongest message here, it's to where you know deep down inside what you want, how you want something to unfold, what's truly important to you, something like that. But it's a feeling like you'll go about things in a way that doesn't really make sense. Because for some of you, it's a feeling like you'll make decisions that are not in alignment to what you want, and then other people get hurt within that. Something like that is what I'm getting. Yes, and not taking into consideration how it can negatively affect another person. I don't know. There's just something about this energy. Yeah, for some of you, I feel that, I don't know if there's just like a lack of emotion. Like there's just a feeling here of someone taking something seriously. And they should, like it would make sense for them to do that based on the energy that you've presented to them. But yet it's a feeling like that you're faking it, or that you don't really want what you say you want, or like how you're going about it. It's like you already know it's not going to work. But then like you don't want to take any responsibility for it. So again, I don't know if you get trapped in an energy again of just wanting what you want. So you maybe lead people on a little bit, you get what you want, and then you just, kind of disappear, and it is what it is. But I don't know. I'm a firm believer that what goes around comes around. So it's, again, yeah, the energy you put out there, that will come back around. Let's see. I'm going to pull one more card for this section. Let's see what else we get here. Group number 3. What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Okay. The message I'm getting with this card here, what you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect, it's something about how I feel like there's a blessing in disguise here. Yeah, for some of you, there's a feeling here of something, like something not playing out to your liking, or that there may be a difficult thing to deal with, but that it's a blessing in disguise. For some of you, what you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect, I don't know if you need to shift your perspective. Something's coming through here of someone viewing something in a very negative way. But yet, and don't get me wrong, this card's telling me that, yeah, something negative happened, or that there's some type of difficulty or challenge that's come about. But it's a feeling that because of that negativity or challenge, and then what needs to happen because of that, the outcome then with all of that is, again, it's a blessing in disguise. This card tells me that, yeah, something bad happened, but because of that, something amazing is going to happen. And that amazing thing to have come about would never have happened if the bad thing didn't happen. So something like that is what I'm getting. For some of you, I feel that, yeah, you may have a difficult time seeing things from a higher perspective, or that you get trapped within this negative energy and not seeing the good within it. Like for some of you, I feel like you need to take like the positive things out of a negative situation, take the lesson out of something is what I'm getting. I feel like yeah, I feel for some of you like there's something very difficult and challenging that you've had to go through. And I think that you may still be stuck within this energy, again, of viewing it as being very negative and that, something horrible happened. But again, like there's something so wonderful that either has happened or will come about, linked and connected, again, to whatever this negative thing is. But it's something to where, again, I feel like someone needs to be viewing it from the perspective that whatever this amazing thing is, that only happened because of the negative thing. If this bad thing didn't happen, this amazing thing would have never been able to come about. Something like that is what I'm getting. I don't know. I'm going to pull one more card. I still feel like there's a little bit more information. What is it that you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect? Yes. Okay. Group number 3. Okay. What am I trying to say here? You may be too quick to judge people and situations. There's something about the energy of this card. It does. It talks about being linked and connected to someone or something to where in the beginning stages of it, you'd probably rather gouge your eyes out with rusty nails than deal with this person or this energy or situation, because it's just kind of a nightmare to deal with. It's not pleasant. It's just, you just rather just not even have to deal with it. But what I'm getting with this card, it's a feeling that once time goes by and you get to know this person on a deeper level, or you become more aware of whatever's going on within the situation, this pretty much becomes your favorite person, your favorite situation to find yourself in, something like that. But in the beginning stages, you'd never believe it in a million years, because there's something about this energy. It's a bit off-putting, or like there's something about it where like, yeah, I can do without that. But then later on down the line, it's an energy that I very much feel you would gravitate towards. So something like that is what I'm getting, which very much does link back into this card as well. Group number 3, there's something, for some of you, what you don't see about yourself that's causing a negative effect, it's to where you may be so quick, again, to jump to conclusions about people and situations, or that you keep the energy on something that's a negative about a person or a situation, to where it's like, no, that energy can be transformed into something positive, or that there already is something amazing within your world, again, linked and connected to whatever this difficulty is, but that like, you're not seeing it, or you're not aware of it, or something like that. For some of you, this is coming through in more of a general way, as far as just highlighting to where you may be very quick to dismiss someone or something without really getting to know them or get to know all the information. And that something really amazing can come out of that connection or that situation, but that you have to give the person or the situation a chance, is what I'm getting. So those are the messages coming through for group number 3. I hope you enjoyed that section of the reading. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble on. I really appreciate it. And that's it. I'm going to go away now.